Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious smothered turkey neck stew. Look at that. Mm, mm, mm. Now, all this is basically we take turkey necks, we clean them, we sear them, we season them, we marinate them for 24 hours, and we also saute our vegetables as well. And from there, we cook it down along with our Trinity, the onion, celery, bell pepper, along with some garlic and my favorite blend New Orleans seasonings, and we let that cook all the way down for a couple of hours. And this basically is known as the smothering process in Louisiana. We just cook it all the way down until the turkey necks are nice and tender, and of course we add the vegetables within the last few minutes of cooking time. And from there, you have a wonderful, delicious, falling off the bone, delicious comfort food dish. Oh yeah. This recipe calls for about 6 to 8 servings. It's a different take on a comfort food dish. Absolutely falling off the bone delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all you'll need to make your homemade turkey neck stew. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need 4 pounds of large turkey necks, not the little small kind. You'll need the large turkey necks that got meat on them, alright? And along with that, you're going to need some all-purpose flour, vegetable or canola oil, unsalted butter, better than bouillon turkey base. And for our vegetables, you're going to need 1 pound of red potatoes, a half a pound of fresh carrots, frozen organic green peas. And for our seasonings, you'll need 1 yellow onion, some celery, green bell pepper, some garlic, and some fresh bay leaves. Now for our additional seasonings, you'll need some salt, black pepper, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Now if you don't have this, you can use the Zatarain's Creole seasoning or the Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. You will also need some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic and some dried thyme. And there we have it. Alright, let's get started with chopping up our seasonings. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up half of a large yellow onion. Alright, next I'm going to rinse off my celery, my green bell pepper, my carrots, and my potatoes. Next I'm going to chop 2 ribs of celery. Now I'm going to go ahead and chop a half of a green bell pepper. Okay, here I have 3 cloves of garlic. I went on ahead and cut them in half. Alright, here I have a garlic press, and I'm going to just go ahead and press the garlic. There we go. Alright, here we have our russet potato right here. And here we have a potato peeler. Now I'm going to go ahead and just peel the red potato. And from there, I'm just going to take it, start by cutting it in half first. From there, I'm just going to cut this in quarter pieces like that. The ones that are a little bit too big, we're just going to cut those down a little bit. All right, let's cut our carrot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the carrot on a slant like this. I'll just slice it like that. Slices should be about 1 to 2/16 of an inch thickness. And there we go. So I added my turkey necks into this strainer, and I'm going to rinse the turkey necks off with cold water. Now I like to do this step to rinse off any blood or particles that might be on the turkey necks. Alright y'all, this next step is optional just in case if the turkey neck is a little bit too long. So what you're going to do is you just take your knife like this and just cut it along the center like that. And you feel the bone, you could just take it and just kind of bend it a little bit. Got to apply a little force, and from there you just twist like that. Take your knife, trim that off, and there you go. Turkey neck is cut in half. Alright, I transferred my turkey necks into this large bowl. Now let's add some seasoning. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, about 1 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, 1 teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic, and I can't help it, y'all. I gotta add the onion and garlic powder in here. Something just telling me to just add the onion and garlic powder in here. So 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. And I'm going to also add 1/4 teaspoon of the Better Than Bouillon turkey base. Now I've added the Better Than Bouillon turkey base onto my hand. I'm going to just take that and rub it. Make sure your hand's clean. All right. And from there, I'm just going to rub that and the seasonings into the turkey necks. Oh, it's smelling good already. Oh my goodness. I guess I must be hungry or something. I don't know what it is, but this smells so good. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and place this into my refrigerator overnight. You can let it marinate for about 4 hours in the refrigerator. All right, let's get started with our turkey gravy base. So in this medium-sized bowl, I've added 8 cups of hot water. And to that, I'm gonna add 3 teaspoons of the Better Than Bouillon turkey base. Let's add that in there. And from there, I'm just gonna stir it until that turkey base has dissolved with the water. Now we're just adding this in here as an enhancement, just for flavor purposes, that's all. The turkey necks will do the rest. Preheat your fire to medium-high heat. Alright, let's get started with searing our meats and vegetables. So in this large saucepan, I'm just going to spread some unsalted butter in there. And from there, we're going to add our turkey necks. Let this sear for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Alright, it's been about 4 to 6 minutes now. We're going to go ahead and remove our turkey necks out of the saucepan. And from there, I'm just going to place them onto this serving dish. Now you're going to let this sit on the side. Okay, next we're going to spread a little bit more butter in there. And from there, I'm going to add my potato cubes and my sliced carrots. Go ahead and give this a quick stir. Let this saute for 5 minutes. Alright, next we're going to add about 4 to 5 ounces of our frozen green peas. I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Let this saute for 2 minutes. Alright, it's been about 2 minutes now. And our vegetables are nice and sauteed. And from there, you're going to take your vegetables and place them into the serving bowl. Now we're going to set this on the side until it's ready to be added into our turkey neck stew. Now you also want to cover this with aluminum foil as well to keep it warm. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Now to deglaze the pan, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water. And there was some juices left over from our turkey necks from when we marinated them. I'm gonna just add that in there. And I'm gonna just let this sit in here for about 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, it's been about 2 to 3 minutes now. I'm gonna take a wooden spatula and I'm just gonna scrape along the bottom of the saucepan. Look at all those flavors, look at that. Okay, now I've added a small mesh strainer into our bowl with our turkey base in it. Remember, we mixed that up earlier. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pan drippings and we're just going to add that into the mesh strainer. And from there, we're just going to stir it. Because there's some particles in here that we don't want in the actual stew. So we're just going to stir that just like that. As you can see, the water underneath is turning brown. That's exactly what we're looking for. Alright, that looks good. So now you're going to lift up your strainer. And from there you can discard the little black stuff that's in there. We don't need that. We don't want that in there. Preheat your fire to medium-high heat. Okay, let's get started with making our turkey gravy base. So in this large 8-quart pot, we're going to make the roux first. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. You could also use canola oil as well. And I'm going to let this get hot for about 30 seconds. And to that, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to take my wooden spatula and just stir this until combined. Stir this continuously for about 3 to 4 minutes or until the mixture reaches a brown color, like how you see here. Alright, that looks good. Now let's add some seasoning. I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of chopped yellow onion, a half to 2/3 cup of chopped celery, and a half cup of chopped green bell pepper. I'm going to just take my spatula and stir all the ingredients together. I'm going to let this saute for about 4 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, it's been about 4 minutes now. Next, we're going to add our 3 cloves of pressed garlic right on in there. Give this a quick stir. Add your turkey gravy based mixture. Just pour all of it right on in there. Alright, now let's add some seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 to a half a teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, a half a teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic, a half a teaspoon of granulated onion, a half a teaspoon of granulated garlic, 1/4 to a half a teaspoon of dried thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of dried parsley, and 4 bay leaves. Stir all your ingredients together. Let this come up to a simmer. Alright, our mixture is starting to come up to a simmer now. I'm going to turn down my fire from medium to medium low heat. And from there, I'm going to add my turkey neck pieces. And whatever liquid you have left over from the turkey necks, just pour that in there too. There ain't nothing but good flavor right there as well. So I'm going to just kind of stir this just a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover this. Let this simmer for 3 hours. Alright, 20 minutes before the cooking time ends, you're going to go ahead and add your sauteed vegetables right on in there. I'm going to give this a quick stir. And I'm going to cover this. I'm going to let this simmer for 20 minutes. Alright, it's been about 3 hours now. And from there, our turkey neck stew is done. Now, as you can see here, the turkey neck is already falling off the bone here. As you can see, all the meat is coming off the bone. Yeah, that's done. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Let this cool for about 30 minutes to an hour before serving. And for best results, you can serve this the very next day so that way the flavors can settle and increase overnight. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Smothered turkey neck stew, made by New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. I have an official website for all of my recipes, including for this delicious smothered turkey neck stew. You can go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go eat and take a bite. I got so much on my plate, I don't know where to start. Now it's time for the turkey neck, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, literally falling off the bone. Look at that. Yes, yes, yeah. Woo! Boy, Charlie, you put your foot in that. Delicious. Wow. Man. Oh. I don't begin to tell y'all how delicious this really is. I mean, the flavors of the turkey has a wonderful turkey flavor. The vegetables are nice and tender along with those seasonings that we've added. And those turkey necks, boy, when I tell y'all, falling off the bone, delicious. I just want to hit the table like 8 more times. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. It's a wonderful take on a comfort food. Make you some cornbread with it. Have it on the side with some cornbread. I wish I had some cornbread on the side with it. But it is what it is. Anyways, give the recipe a try. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a good one. Peace.